It's not a return to what was. It's a new beginning for a community, a realization that things were going in the wrong direction and that the only way to get to a resolution is to do it together. That being separate has never been the plan in Montana, and it can't be now.
Humanities Montana is the state council for the National Endowment for Humanities for the last 49 years. It brings to the forefront history and culture that you're not going to find in history books.
Humanities Montana really has the breadth of the state to work with. It provides funding and opportunity grants for speakers and programming to come into different communities and to share, specifically from a historical perspective, through community conversations. They can hit on current events that helps communities tell their own story. They have dedicated staff that are able to design and develop programming that can fit a community's needs.
And Montana is such a different state. Eastern Montana is so different from Western Montana. You have a culture in the north and a culture in the south. And I think Humanities Montana can be a bridge for all of these different networks to have conversations with each other. We live in a time where there's a lot of hate boiling in our country, and there's division, and there's a lot of hate even within individuals where they just don't like themselves very much. And we don't see ourselves in other people. And that is where Humanities Montana can come in and create these conversations. And they open us up to embrace our own stories and embrace the stories of other people, and can really create beautiful change in communities and in schools and in youth and in all of us. And that work deserves support.
But there's always more than one side to a story. And I think that in a world where now you can get your news in the blink of an eye, the humanities help you kind of look at what you're being fed and think critically about it.
Native Americans in Montana shouldn't have to dig or fight to find out what their cultural stories are or who they are, where they come from. You know, the Bitterroot Salish, we have our story of being moved from the Bitterroot to the Flathead Reservation. Didn't know that. Humanities Montana has done a really great job with reaching out to the Native communities of Montana. Whenever there is a grant opportunity available, they will reach out to the tribal colleges, to the tribes themselves, to just let everybody know what's available and how to apply.
I think you support the humanities because you realize how important it is for yourself, but you also understand that the humanities is a community issue. It's a place where resolution can be found for people, and that should not be reliant on commercial success. It is something that should rely on philanthropy and the government to help everyone have the opportunity of what the humanities can offer.
When you support Humanities Montana, you're supporting communities around the state. A large portion of what Humanities Montana does is financially supporting our state's cultural institutions, from small public libraries to cultural centers and even book clubs in rural areas. Humanities Montana is dedicated to building a sense of community in our state. Your financial support makes a huge difference.
If you're thinking about giving to Humanities Montana, do it. The money that is given by private donors can take Humanities Montana so much farther into these rural communities, into the libraries, and programs that can be designed specifically for people who are interested in learning the history and culture in a unique way, in a fun, unique way.